YouTubers. George W. Bush's. Good to be back. If you caught my last video, I talked about why the disguise. Well, before any Biblites had the chance to, criticize me for not showing my identity, therefore not being, faithful in my beliefs, I went ahead and answered that for you. And if you caught it, you know what the answer was. But it wasn't the whole answer. Yes, I am an ordained minister, and I'll get into that in a minute. But actually, the true reason is, before I posted any videos here, I was watching something that the Amazing Atheist had put out, talking about a battle he had going on, I believe, with, the name escapes me now, some Biblite. But there were death threats involved, and that's just going too far. And I know how crazy those Biblites are. Number one, look at the things they believe in. The earth is 6,000 years old. This big floating spirit in the sky created everything there is in 6 days, and if you don't believe in him, you're burning in eternal hellfire. They're nuts. They're totally nuts. So no, for now, I'm not going to reveal who I am. I have children, I have a family, I have a real life outside of this, and I don't trust the Biblites. They'll bring the wrath of God down on me, and who the hell needs that shit? I want to talk about, first of all, let's talk about the ordination. Yes, I'm an ordained minister, and here's why I did it. I have been for 2-3 years. I've given a couple of sermons per se, and I've married a couple of couples here where I am, and here's why I did it. A guy I worked with came to work one day about 2.5, 3 years ago, and he said, "Hey, you know what? I became ordained last night," and it was hilarious because if you know the guy, he's a music buff. He's a heavy metal guy. He's got a full sleeve tattoo of horror movies. He's kind of I don't think he's really into the Satan thing, but the darker he's got a lot of darker interests and whatnot. So it was really funny and ironic that he would become ordained, and I was like, wow, how'd you do it? Blah blah blah. So he told me, and so I started thinking, not only would it be funny for myself to become an ordained member of the clergy, because a lot of people know my beliefs, but I started thinking, that would really prove or really finally put a cap on some of the things that I've always said, that organized religion is it's a sham, it's a hoax, it's a crutch. It's the evangelical whole deal, the television evangelists, and that's all just about money. It's a scam. It's robbery. It's a racket. And I said, man, if I can run out and just become ordained, then wouldn't that just be great? I mean, yeah, that would just really say a lot for Christianity and religion, which I wasn't ordained a Christian church, but ordained nevertheless, religion. When I was little, I think everybody kind of felt this way. The pastor, the minister, the preacher, especially the priest, it was almost like they had special powers, or they were appointed to this position by God, or they were closer to God than we were, or they were somebody you could feel safe around. Like if there was a demon possessing you, you would want the preacher of your local church there because he's a preacher, for God's sakes, he's the man. They ain't got nothing, especially them priests. For God's sakes, they're not appointed by God. Number one, there isn't one. But secondly, they're just men. Even the Pope, the closest thing to God on earth, he's just a normal guy. He grew up in Poland or Scotland or wherever the hell the latest one is from. I don't know, but yeah, they don't have special powers. They weren't appointed by God. It's not a bloodline. They're not there because of the family they're in. It's a job. They got to make $1 like everybody else. And those poor priests, for God's sakes, they got to take that vow of celibacy, and then look what happens. The 12-year-old altar boy's not safe. So Yeah, so I did it. Uh, there I am, ordained member of the clergy. You can call me pastor, minister, reverend, whatever. Just don't call me late for dinner. Yeah, it cost me like $15. You know, hey, there's your religion. Woo! I'm an ordained member of the clergy. I can even get a little thing to put in my car. The back window says clergy. I can park in special places. For fuck's sake. Anyway, that's that. Go visit this guy. Oh boy, this got me going. This is a whole nother posting I could make. But do a search for Exousia. It's EXZUCUH. And listen to some of the things this guy's saying about Barack Obama, about black people, about abortion. He's not a woman. He'll never be pregnant. Get your ass out of the abortion issue. It's not your battle to fight. It's legal. It's been legal. It's going to always be legal. You're in the minority, Exousia. You can't do anything about it. Quit talking about how those aborted babies are a group of children or a group of people. They're not. They didn't become people. They were not born. At the time they were aborted, they could not have been taken from the womb and sustain life on their own because they weren't, most of them late-term abortions, which I don't advocate. That's a different issue. But abortion's legal. It's up to the woman. So, yeah, visit this fucking bozo, this Exousia. And you know what? He is a minister also. Surprise, surprise. There's a link to his church where he asks for donations. Don't let any of your blind sheep get away without giving you your free money, Exousia, you fuck. You're the one going to hell. You should see some of the postings on his site with all these gruesome pictures of these half of babies, these aborted kids that are torn apart. These pictures of fucking devils and hell and bodies being tortured. You're the one going to hell. It says on there on one of your postings that every foul spirit will have a prison and that the wicked shall not go unpunished. You're talking about yourself, you dick. You're the foul spirit. Nobody else has those gruesome pictures on there and threaten people with burning in hell like you do. Piece of shit. Anyway, sorry I got off on a tangent there, folks. I'm just a little passionate about people like those frickin' Biblites. Peace and hair grease. Power to the atheist.